Have you ever caught yourself saying something positive and then quickly tapping or knocking on wood, just to make sure your luck doesn't turn? It's one of those habits so universal that you'll find it in America, Britain, India, and beyond. Yet few of us stop to ask why we do it. Today, we'll dig into the curious story behind knocking on wood, where it started, why it stuck, and why it still feels strangely reassuring. The origins go deep, quite literally, into the woods of ancient Europe. Historians trace this superstition back to the Celts, who believed spirits and toads lived inside trees. Knocking or touching the trunk was a way to call upon those spirits for protection, or to thank them for good fortune. Over time, Christianity reinterpreted the gesture. Some say touching wood referred to touching the wood of the cross, a sign of divine blessing. By the 1800s, the phrase knock on wood appeared in English literature, and it spread quickly across Britain and North America. As the old pagan beliefs faded, the superstition took on a more playful form. People would knock on wood to ward off bad luck after making a hopeful statement like, "I've never been late to work. Knock, knock." It was no longer about forest spirits. It became a lighthearted charm against tempting fate. In the United States, it found a comfy home in everyday conversation, passed from one generation to the next. Interestingly, not everyone knocks on wood. In Turkey, people touch iron for luck. In Italy, it's common to touch wood, but with a phrase meaning to touch iron. Across Latin America, it's tocar madera. Different materials, same human instinct, the simple urge to control chance. So why do we still do it, even in an age of science and logic? Psychologists call it ritualized behavior. Our minds often crave a small action that makes uncertainty feel manageable. When we knock on wood, we're performing a comforting pattern, a symbolic way of saying, let's keep the good luck rolling. In fact, a 2011 study found that people who knocked on wood after a jinx felt less anxious and more optimistic. It doesn't change the outcome, but it does change how we feel about it. So whether it began in mystical groves or medieval chapels, knocking on wood connects us to something timeless, the very human hope that we can nudge fortune in our favor. Next time you do it, remember, you're continuing a ritual thousands of years old, borrowed from ancient trees and carried through generations, one tap at a time. What other little superstitions do you still keep, and where do you think they came from? Share your thoughts in the comments. And you guessed it, knock on wood that you have a lucky day.